November is here, and so I prepared my November perfume tray, and I'm so excited about the perfumes. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you which perfumes I want to wear this November. So by now you may know that I'm always trying to do less perfumes on this tray every month. I think I have less than the month before. Am I correct? Because the thing is, I want to wear all of my perfumes, of course. I want to try so many of them each month. I'm so excited about a lot of them. And that is why my trays are often super full. But at the end of the day, it's so cramped that I'm not reaching for all of them. So this month I am focusing on new perfumes I'm super excited to wear, and also some perfumes that are just staples in my collection for fall time and that I really want to wear or that I want to layer with some of the other ones. Let's start with the layer perfume in my collection, which is Maison Mataha Escapade Gourmande. This is a perfect vanilla straight up scent. It smells like straight up vanilla, Bourbon vanilla mixed with some brown sugar. It has this almost like burnt sugar vibe. I always say it reminds me a little bit of crème brûlée, this very crackly, hard top that is super burnt and sugary and sweet. And then underneath you get this quite creamy vanilla cream. And this is what I get from this one. Performance is good. There is one perfume that reminds me of this perfume, which is called Dulce by Rosie Jane. I'm going to link the ones that are available in my description box for you. But I think Dulce is a lot more affordable and easily available. But if you can get it, for me, this is more wearable than the Dulce one, just because it's a little bit more complex and well-rounded. But if you want something as a base, you want a vanilla perfume as a base, the other one is perfect. But I have this one on my rotation for this month, and I'm super happy because this is a perfect layering fragrance with a lot of other perfumes that I want to be more sweet and creamy. Let's continue with this one. And this one is a perfume I haven't been wearing a lot. Actually, I cannot remember the last time I wore it. I think it was last winter, because this is no perfume I would wear in the spring or summertime. This is Oud Nude by Guerlain from the Privé line. And this is quite a new fragrance in their lineup. And this is a beginner's oud, I would say. Most of all, this is also a gourmand fragrance. It reminds me of my beloved Roja Sweetie Oud because it also has this sugary vibe. It's super edible smelling. And then it has this deepness from an oud, but the oud is one that is wearable and just, as I said, makes it more deep. It's not the one that is super animalic. This one is a little bit more Western style, I would say, than Roja Parfum. And it also gives me a cherry vibe, which is what I crave at the moment. But I wanted something that is not straight up cherry, but with the slight vibes of cherry. So this is why I picked Oud Nude. And I'm wondering if I'm going to wear it, because I'm someone, I have to be in the mood to wear it. If not, I cannot get myself to wear a perfume. I don't know if you are the same, but yeah. Then I have one that I'm only going to show you quickly because I do think it has been discontinued. Unfortunately, I don't know why, because I think this is my absolute favorite perfume from Zara that they ever made. This is called Majestic Green. This is from the men's department, and this to me smells like a niche perfume. This is a perfume that to me smells similar to Black Tie by Celine, or at least it could be from the Celine lineup because it is so elegant. It has this slight powdery aspect to it. You get a very creamy vanilla, maybe there's some iris in here, and some spiciness from cardamom. It's so cozy and comforting, but it is strong. For a Zara perfume, this is strong, but maybe they will bring it back. I hope so. Then I have a new perfume in my collection, and I am going to film a perfume haul for you to show you all of the new perfumes in my collection, but a lot of perfumes are released right now, so I don't know. I have the feeling that I'm filming a perfume haul back to back to back to back, but I also want my channel to be an archive, so you know and I know which perfumes are in my collection, and then once I film the perfume haul, I can select certain perfumes for certain videos, if you know what I mean. But this was a love at first sniff. This is Ambre Superfluide by Les Eaux Primordiales. And I have never heard about this fragrance house. It is a niche perfume house, and their perfumes in the perfume community are quite not hyped, but rated very highly, let's say. The ones that know about this perfume house, they rate it very high. And I don't know why, but I looked at the notes and this screamed at me. And then it came home, I smelled it for the first time, and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for all of those months, because I told you I am into those apple pie scents, Christmas market scents, and I have Harriet by Parfums de Mali, I have Ambre Narguilé by Hermès from the Privé line, and I like all of them, but some of them are a little bit too sharp on me, too harsh on me, or maybe even lean a little bit too masculine. But this one is everything I wanted and more. This is a cinnamon apple perfume, and what I like about it is that it is super cozy and comforting. You get this sort of Christmassy vibe, but it almost smells like the air that you smell when you go through the Christmas market, because it is very airy and fresh smelling, but then you also have those sweet and spicy notes in the background, almost as if they were only in the air, if you know what I mean. To me, this leans a little bit more unisex than the other ones I just talked about, which is why I like it a little bit more on my skin. And I have been wearing it to a very exciting event where a lot of people were smelling very, very good. So it was a risk to wear this for the first time at such a special event. But I felt super good about it. I felt super confident and people could smell me, but it wasn't something that gives you a headache or gives others a headache. It wasn't too strong, but it was present, and that is why I love this one. Let's continue with my vanilla perfumes from Zara. I just filmed a video reviewing the collection. I'm only missing one, which is called Vanilla Vibration, and yes, I am going to order it because so many of you told me that this one's your favorite and I have to get it. And so yeah, I am going to get it because for the price, I like them a lot. This is Starlight Vanilla, and to me it smells very similar to Guerlain Tonka by Jo Malone. And of course, this is not going to be as smooth and well-rounded. It's not as complex. But if you want something a little bit more easy and of course a lot more cheap, then this one is a great one to get. Also, the longevity isn't as bad as most of the Zara perfumes. So on me, I get about like half a day's of wear. And if you don't know Guerlain Tonka by Jo Malone, it basically is a vanilla-y, quite spicy scent that has a lot of freshness to it. So it is something that I only wear in fall and winter time. I mean the Jo Malone one, and I think it's going to be the same for this one. But it still isn't like a very heavy scent. It has this lightness to it. I think in here there is vanilla and lavender. So lavender always gives this sort of herbally, quite spicy aspect to a perfume. A lot of times makes it a little bit more unisex. And I would also say that this is definitely a unisex scent. And it's just very unique, doesn't smell like a designer perfume. To me, it smells very niche, but approachable niche. The next one is also from the same collection. This one is Hypnotic Vanilla, and you may see that I have been wearing it quite a bit already. Hypnotic Vanilla is a dupe for Hypnotic Poison, straight up. But a lot of people say they like it more than Hypnotic Poison, and I have to agree. I always wanted to get it because when I was younger in school, all of the cool girls wore Hypnotic Poison, and I always wanted to have it. Couldn't afford it, and once I could, I didn't like it. I didn't like it on my skin at least, and to me, it wasn't smooth enough for me. It was always a little bit too much, and this one is a lot more subdued. I would even say it's a lot more smooth and easily approachable. It gives off this almondy vanilla feeling, almost smelling like a vanilla dessert, maybe like a macaron, something that isn't too sweet but has some sweetness in it, some powderiness, and it's definitely sexy but also leaning towards the elegant direction. Let's continue with this one. I had it on my tray last month and I totally forgot about it, and maybe I should put it up front. But this is Tonka by Solinotes, and this is such a beautiful scent. I have this small little 15 milliliter bottle of it, and this is also like a cherry perfume like the Oud Nude, but this one is just more sweet, easy. It's not as complex. Of course, there's tonka bean in it, and tonka sometimes even has this cherry aspect to it. So this is sweet and cherry-like, as I said, almost like cherry syrup, but not as sweet, just like the consistency feels a little bit more thick. But I think this would be a perfect scent to layer, maybe even with the Maison Mataha fragrance. And then another new in my collection is Café Rose by Tom Ford. This was in the Privé line by Tom Ford. I do not know why it is in their signature line now, but I am happy about it. Some people say it smells slightly different. I've never smelled the original one, but I wasn't too excited about it when I first heard about it because I have a lot of perfumes with rose in it. So I didn't think I would need another one, but I love the note of cafe or coffee. So I had to try it in store. Wasn't the biggest fan of it, but then I tried it on my skin. And this to me is like magic because on my skin, I like it so much more than when I even smell it from the bottle. From the bottle, it smells quite harsh, very mature and like a straight up deep red rose. But on me, on my skin, it's a lot more creamy. It also almost has this creamy vibe about it on my skin, and it definitely is quite spicy. But then there is this, as I said, creamy rose, and I don't know if there's patchouli in here, but if it is, it's the one I like, and it's the one that makes the perfume a little bit more interesting and intriguing, but it's not something very risky. You have to like roses, you have to like spicy perfumes, but if you do, then try it, because I think it's such a beautiful release by the house. Of course, I had to include Gris Charnel just because I know that I'm going to retour it. It's just, I would say, my, and I think a lot of others, fall perfume. It's just fall in a bottle. It is a black tea and cardamom scent with a lot of sandalwood. So it is quite creamy and spicy, and it has this almost masculine leaning vibe because of the black tea. I don't really get like a black tea directly, but I think the black tea is what makes it a little bit more edgy and niche, and to me gives off this more masculine vibe. I have to be in the mood to wear it because I think it leans a little bit too masculine sometimes. But you know what? I think I've never layered this one. And maybe if I layer it with Maison Mataha or even Tonka from Solinotes, it could be a very beautiful combination that makes this a little bit more feminine leaning. Another Guerlain one, this is also from the Privé line. My husband gifted this to me. This is Angélique Noir, one of the most unique perfumes in my collection. This to me smells different on everybody. I have a friend who wore it and I asked her if she was chewing like a very, you know, those pink vintagey bubble gums that were like strips. She smelled like that. And she was telling me she was wearing this. So I don't know why, but on some it smells like bubble gum to me. And on me, I get this very seductive vanilla that has a definite green vibe to it. It's spicy, but it's not super, super sweet, which is why I think it is totally elegant. And as I said, it is sexy, but if you compare those two, this is so much more complex and elegant, and this is more straight up sexy, but still not too much. It's elegant in its own ways, but this one is just so well made, and it has a great longevity on me, as most of the Guerlains have. And the last one for today, are you proud of me? Because I don't think I have too much bottles on here. This is Totally Terrific Tuesday by Zara. I looked on the website before filming and you could get this perfume still, but it was on sale. So if you want to smell it, if you want to get it now, because it is extremely inexpensive, even more than it was originally. But this is a, I think, whipped cream, vanilla, cardamom, and iris scent, if I remember correctly. But let me tell you what it smells like on me. So when I first spray it, it's very citrusy. I think there's bergamot in the top, and you can definitely smell that. It's very citrusy and fresh, with woodiness behind it, and then the woods become more strong and strong, almost leaning a little bit too masculine for me. But then before it becomes too masculine on my skin, there is this slight vanilla note that is quite creamy, or is a little bit creamy, and that is why then it leans unisex at the end. Unfortunately, the performance is weak, so you have to overspray. If you like something that is quite fresh and woody with some slight sweetness to it, definitely get it. My husband loves to wear it as well, so it is very unisex and doesn't smell like a designer to me. It smells very niche, but approachable niche. So these are all of the perfumes I selected for this month. I'm so excited for all of them. As you could see, I tried my best to select fewer perfumes so that I will not be as overwhelmed as I was the previous months. Let's see if I'm actually going to wear all of the perfumes, but I'm excited about all of them and I have been wearing some of them already. So let's see. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know which ones you want to wear this November and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!